Mangwana Nimwalelepo Vukenjani Kleklas Vanave Africa. Welcome to Africa. Good morning on this very, very special Christmas day. We certainly hope that you are with your family, sitting, getting the bride started. It's never too early, and without a doubt, enjoying what it means to come together on such a beautiful day. And so we're going to be keeping it light on today's episodes. We're going to be looking at two of my favorite interviews throughout the year with a special focus on traveling in and around Namibia. Welcome to the show. The first of the interviews is with Carly Abranch, the executive director of Enjoy, and she had so much to share, not just about the Enjoy Life brand, but about what it means, the importance rather of traveling and seeing our beautiful country and indeed the countries surrounding us. I am with Carly Abranch of Enjoy Travel, and we want to talk about this entity and all the wonderful work that they are doing in making traveling more accessible for the region. How are you, Carly?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
It's a little bit chilly this morning, but it
Certainly.
has been.
It has been very chilly without a doubt. And of course, you'd experience a whole lot of the chilliness because you're always out and about.
Yes.
Briefly tell us what Enjoy Travel is about.
Okay, so Enjoy Travel is an online booking platform. We started last year in March, so we're officially just over 1 year old.
Okay.
We focus on privately owned accommodations across Namibia, and earlier this year we branched out to South Africa. Very soon, as in Sunday, we are heading to Botswana, so we'll be branching into Botswana as well, and then later this year we will be heading into Zimbabwe and Zambia as well.
Wow.
So we focus on privately owned accommodations. We would like to list them on our platform because basically we realized that when people want to travel through Namibia, even if you are going South Africa, Namibia to Botswana, there's no one website that lists the privately owned places. So it's easy to find them, but you have to use multiple websites. So Enjoy came in, one platform, enjoy.my.na. You can find us all there, and all of our privately owned accommodations, from guest houses, guest farms, lodges, hotels, from really, really beautiful places, very high end, to the more comfortable, the easygoing, the more affordable places. We've got it all on our platform. And because we're associated with the newspapers, we then do social media and television marketing for our partners.
Wow.
So yeah,
It's a
that's
win-win,
what we do.
so to
It's
speak.
a win-win.
Approximately how many lodges and spaces do you have in Namibia?
So in Namibia alone, we've got about 80.
80? I thought you were going to say 8.
No,
80.
we worked hard last year.
That's
So we've got
incredible.
about 80. So I always just show people if Namibia looks
Yeah,
like
yes,
so.
yes.
We've got from the south, the coast, central Namibia, northern Namibia, into the Caprivi Strip.
Oh.
We are everywhere.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So if you're traveling, please go visit our website, go make your bookings.
Yes. And what is the website?
Enjoy.my.na.
All right, that's nice because it's saying enjoy my Namibia, which is
Perfect.
what's the feedback like being for Enjoy?
So this year, on our first birthday, we launched our membership and voucher program. So any person, South African, Namibian, Zimbabwean, doesn't matter who you are, you can become an Enjoy member. Your membership is then valid for 5 years. Once you are a member, you can buy vouchers online. So these vouchers basically allow you to travel South Africa, Namibia, Botswana real soon,
yes.
At a discounted price.
Okay.
And since doing that, since launching in March, we've got close to 200 members already.
Wow.
Yeah, we've sold about 250 vouchers already.
Wow.
So like I said, your membership's valid for 5 years, your vouchers are valid for 1 year.
All right.
So we know that of those 250 vouchers, a minimum of 250 bookings will come in this year.
How does one
So-
become a member?
So again, on enjoy.my.na, there's a little button where you can buy yourself your membership. It's $300 and then it's valid for 5 years.
$300 for 5 years.
$300.
I've
60
spent-
bucks a year, that's
I've
nothing.
spent less on airtime.
It's $5 a month.
Yes.
That's absolutely nothing.
Wow.
And our vouchers, we've got 3 categories, so it really is tailored to everyone's budget. So we've got an Explorer voucher that's worth 1,000 Namibian dollars. Pioneer vouchers worth 3,000 Namibian dollars, and then our Voyagers worth 5,000.
Right.
Each of our places are linked to a specific voucher type. So you can go online, you can see all of our places have little blocks and then they've got a ribbon around it.
Okay.
That ribbon tells you, is it Explorer, is it Pioneer, or is it Voucher? If it's Explorer voucher, you know you can get a $1,000 discount. So if it is 1,500 for you and your partner for the evening, you're only going to pay 500.
Speaking of that, it can also work as a gift.
100%, you can transfer your vouchers. So I'm a member, I know that you're a member.
Absolutely.
So on your birthday, I can buy you a discounted voucher online and transfer it into your name.
31
So,
December.
31,
Yes, I wonder.
really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness,
Yes,
so
no,
much
I'm-
makes sense
Yes,
now.
yes, and
I
I'm
love
definitely
it.
ready for holidaying at
There
that
we
time.
go.
How
And
d-
every year you've got a party on your birthday.
and I don't have
I'm
to pay
jealous.
for a single drink.
Beautiful.
I have to ask though, what's the importance of Enjoy in this giving access to different countries?
So, number one, with our clients being our establishments across South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, we would like to basically tell their stories. You know, in South Africa, you want the lady with the best milk tart. That's what we're going to tell you. In Botswana, you want to know who is going to help you get into the Maremi Park the quickest. So we tell those stories, and ultimately we are trying to encourage local travel. So when I say local, I mean Southern Africa.
Regional
We
integration.
all know, exactly, we all know that Namibians love South Africa, we love to go to Botswana, we love to go to Vic Falls via Botswana into Zimbabwe or Zambia. So we are just trying to make that more accessible for everyone, regardless of your budget, regardless of your nationality, and that's why we've started the membership program. So it is across border. Any person can become a member. Like I said, it's not bound to, are you a Namibian, then you qualify. If you're a South African, if you're a Namibian, if you're a Zimbabwean, if you're from Botswana, any person can become a member. And we really do believe that that is what's going to make travel more accessible to the everyday person.
Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of travel, you are headed to Botswana soon.
Yes.
Dumela, as they say there.
Ah, thank
Yes.
you. I need to
You
remember
got
that.
there. So what are you going to be doing in Botswana, essentially?
So this is a threefold trip for us. It's Enjoy. We've got our television program On the Rocks.
Yes.
The informal, go visit an establishment, chat to the owner, chat to the chef. They spoil us with delicious food. And the Tourismus magazine.
Okay.
So we are going to record 7 episodes of the On the Rocks Botswana season with 7 brand new clients. I'm very, very excited. So we're getting to meet them, getting to know them, doing the recording with them, and at the same time we will be building content for the Tourismus 10 Degrees South edition.
Okay.
So there are 4 editions during the year. The 10 Degrees South is always the late August, early September edition that basically focuses on exactly what I've been saying. Travel between Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Namibia. So we will be building content. Obviously, our entire route that we are driving, it's about a 3,500 kilometer trip that we are doing.
It must be so intentional also to drive because you get to experience so much more of the journey.
Exactly,
Yes.
and the clients really do spoil us. They really make it worth our while. They always try to show something local. They obviously with the food, they take out the best of the best. Usually they allow us to do an activity at the establishment. So we really do get to know the place. We get to know the locals. And talking to the owners and the chefs, we know that you're getting to know his story. Why did you choose to become a chef? How did you end up at this lodge? A lot of the lodge owners also focus on hiring locals. So they really do focus on bettering the community, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So oftentimes the chef would be someone that started as the receptionist and worked their way up, and then the owners taught them a couple of dishes, but then the chef puts their traditional spin on things. So yeah, it's a really lovely trip, and we're very privileged to be able to go on these trips because we learn so much
Yes.
about the local people. And obviously we would be visiting Khansi and Maun and Sehitwa and Shakawe. So those are all very different areas in Botswana. So we get to know a little bit about each place, which is great.
All right, that's fantastic. And as you said, it's going to be on The Rocks, DSTV 2 at 5, GoTV 25, 102.com. You can also check out The Echo, which is on 102.com if you miss the episodes as they come out. But I really like this multifaceted approach to enjoy travel, because you're actually going to enjoy the traveling yourself.
Exactly.
It's not one of those where there's this, conglomerate with a bird's eye view and they're just making pieces move. You're really a part of the experience. Now, as we wrap up, Carly, what would you say is the most important reason someone should sign up for Enjoy today?
Well, you're going to get to know places that you possibly didn't know were around. You're going to have the best experiences because, like I said, we tell the stories of our clients and we really try to make it personal for you. So if you want something a bit more tailored, a bit more personal, a bit more, yes, it was individual, you booked it, but you know that these places that we've got on our website were handpicked for a reason. So just if you want a little bit of Namibian flair with Southern African hospitality, enjoy.my.na is your place.
Enjoy.my.na. Thank you very much, Carly.
Thank you.
And we've been talking about enjoy.my.na. Enjoy travel, an opportunity to enjoy the regional integration that is being fostered here. It's not just about going to Swakopmund. You might want to go to Maun. You might want to go to Vic Falls. They have you covered. This is Africa Good Morning. And in our final interview for the show, Charles Moore, as he was leaving his post as the British High Commissioner to Namibia, came in for an exit interview on Africa Good Morning. And he shared a lot about his journey in Namibia. However, he is still a person who loves photography. And we spoke about that too in this interview. I am here with His Excellency Charles Moore, the British High Commissioner to Namibia, as he has been for the last 4 years. And it seems like that time that we usually hope never comes, but usually inevitably comes, the end, so to speak, of your tenure in Namibia has arrived. There's in the Bible they have a thing where they say the time of the end and the end times. The end times are very different from the time of the end. If you get a chicken in let's say in June, those are the end times. When it's the 24th of December, that's the time of the end. Charles, it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me again.
I have the easiest job, not in general, but in talking to you, because I get to talk about your personal experience of Namibia, just aside from, the diplomatic side of things, just how you experienced Namibia as I cannot say His Excellency, Charles Moore. What was your first impression of Namibia? I mean, yes, you arrived in 2021, of course, onset of COVID-19, particularly this side. But outside of that, when you could see Namibia in its full form, so to speak, what was your first impression?
Well, I've spent a lot of time in Africa. I grew up in Nigeria. I've had postings in Zimbabwe and Botswana. South Sudan, Ghana. So I know Africa well. I'd never been to Namibia before, but I was really excited about coming here because I knew by reputation that it was a beautiful country, that the people were calm, it was a safe society. And I remember when I arrived on a Saturday, and I said to my team, look, I don't want to put anybody out over the weekend, so just show me where I live, give me a car, and I'm fine, I'll see you on Monday morning.
All right.
And on that Saturday afternoon, I then walked from the residence and I walked to Checkers, Hida Centre.
All right.
Just to get a few supplies or whatever. But when I was walking there, I was almost struck by the fact that I'd stepped off the plane 2 hours earlier, and nobody knew whether I had been born here or whether I'd just arrived, and it didn't matter. You walk past people, and you feel as though you were part of Namibia straight away. So it took me about 12 hours to feel at home here.
Wow.
But that's quite special, actually, because it's a multicultural society.
Yes.
You see white people, brown people, black people,
Yes.
all over the place in Namibia.
Yeah.
And people don't say, "Oh, have you just arrived?"
No.
You
They embrace
could have
you.
been born here. In fact,
Yes.
most people say "Mora meneer,"
Yes.
and ek praat nie Afrikaans nie. So you don't know if you're a visitor or if you live here, work here.
Yeah.
But I think that was quite special because it made me feel part of Namibia very, very quickly.
Yes.
Whereas some countries, it'll take you 6 months to settle in. And,
All right.
so I found it very easy to transition. The lifestyle, the pace,
Yes.
the ease of getting around, not just Windhoek, but Namibia, is refreshing.
And what has been your experience with regards to the rich, diverse cultural heritage that is present in Namibia? Because it is one thing to be in the city amongst the same folks. It's another thing to see them perhaps in the villages or at cultural events.
Yeah.
What was that like for you to experience? Yes, you have been obviously around Africa.
Yeah, well, it's special anyway because I think I have such a love of Africa because it is so diverse. Whether you're east, west, north, south,
Yes.
and there's always some new culture to discover. And it's good that I've been here 4 years because it's taken me that long to really get to know the different cultures. If you come here for a holiday, yes, you can have a spectacular holiday for 2-3 weeks.
Yes.
But you don't get to know the people and the cultures and the country. 4.5 years, I've driven about 130,000 kilometers in Namibia.
Yikes.
So I've done from Oranienburg right the way to Katima, to
Wow.
Epupa, Chobabis and Walvis, everywhere in between. So, and that's the way to get to know a country, to drive off, to find new places.
Yes.
I've wanted to, when we do projects, for example, I've wanted to do projects in remote areas, in underprivileged areas,
Yes.
partly so that we can get to see them, to understand them, and to make a slight difference.
100%.
And it's been a real privilege to get to see so much of this beautiful country, because there are so many places which even Namibians haven't been to.
Yeah,
that you get to see.
I've always something that I admire about you as a person. Of course, I follow you on Twitter, which is fantastic as well. Is you seem to interact intimately with spaces other people would otherwise take for granted. Whether it's cultural heritage, whether it's your camera lens, which we'll talk about just now, and that really exposes you to the true texture of a place. And I think that's incredible. I did have a thought, Charles, because you and I have had some chats, which is fantastic, something I truly appreciate. But you're a British man. Before that, you were a British boy. And for the entire texture of your life, Queen Elizabeth was there.
Yeah.
And we celebrated her birthday here, and we mourned her passing in Namibia. I don't believe you could have imagined growing up that the day that you may have to mourn Queen Elizabeth or find out about that date, you would be in Namibia. What was it like to have Namibia be amalgamated in that experience?
Well, I've been in the diplomatic service, 43 years now.
Wow.
And we were always told when we were going through early days of training, the one thing you must carry around the world with you is a black tie, because you will need it.
You will need it.
And I didn't need it for about 30 years. and so I think by the time I had to use it, it was out of fashion. But, you know, when you do need it, it was quite a humbling time. In fact, when Her Majesty passed away, I was actually in Katima Mulilo. And I was watching the news on the Thursday evening, and I was on an official visit to Katima, so I had to suddenly cancel that and drive back on the Friday when she'd passed away. And fortunately, you have good roads.
Yes, we do.
But being here was well, I suppose it was part and parcel of diplomatic life. In some ways, it's easier to be overseas and experience it than being at home. I was in Indonesia, for example, when Princess Diana died, and that was 7 hours ahead of UK, so I knew before most people in the UK did.
Wow.
When Her Majesty passed away, I think it meant slightly more being here because she'd been to Namibia. She'd liked Namibia.
Yes.
President Nyoma had invited her on a state visit.
Yes, indeed.
And so there was a connection between me and Namibia and Her Majesty. I've met Her Majesty a few times. And so in a way it sort of meant more to me. It was sort of slightly more personal.
Yes.
In the same way that when Dr. Gengob died, when he passed away, that also meant more to me because I had so much respect for him.
Yes.
And I felt the pain of Namibia at the same time, just like I think Namibia felt the pain of the UK.
Yes, yes.
And in a way, it was quite special to experience that.
Yes.
You know, we had the privilege of hosting President Gengob when he attended the funeral of Her Majesty.
Yes.
And then the Princess Royal came to attend the funeral
Yes,
of President Gengob.
Yes.
So I think that's something about the fabric of our two countries, you know, both Commonwealth members, we both shared pain.
Yes.
We can understand how that loss impacts on all of us.
Absolutely.
And so on that basis, it was sort of quite a privilege to be here
Yes.
For both those experiences.
I understand. That's profound to, you know, it's not the kind of storybook anyone can write, so to speak.
No, you're right. And you wouldn't want to make it up.
No, you wouldn't want that at all. No.
Be here at the right time, but
Yes.
these things happen, you know,
They do.
and you have to deal with them.
Yes.
But I was really appreciative of all the condolences we received from Namibia at the passing of Her Majesty.
Yes.
And we felt the same when President Gengob passed.
Yes, indeed. So finally, I want to talk about your photography.
Yeah.
Yes. How has that experience been for you? For me, it's been wonderful because you know, I've got one of your lovely pictures.
You have
in my house,
and I have to say that's my favourite.
That's
picture.
your favorite one.
That's my favourite one.
It was the perfect wedding gift.
Nobody else earned it, but you did.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
But do you know, it's I've always been quite keen on photography, but Namibia sort of makes you even keener.
Yes.
And it's been such a pleasure to travel around the country, and you have the scenery, you have the wildlife, you have the bird life, you have the good weather.
Yes.
Everything which actually are all the ingredients for photographic enthusiasts.
Yes.
And I've now, just yesterday, I started, and you might have seen it. Well, you did see it on Twitter.
Yes, I did see it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 4 photos every day
Yes.
of my favourites
And we're going to
for the next 30
this
days.
interview.
For the next
lovely.
30 days.
Yes.
And I've got far more than that.
Yes.
But actually, when I look back about, you know, just the photographs that I have of all the scenery, of things like the lions, the elephants, the rhinos, I've got them all in folders.
Oh, wow.
So, and the birds.
Yes.
And you know, those will stay with me forever. I mean, every photo I take, I can
Yes.
actually remember, you know, where I was.
Wow.
So if I take a photo of a lion in Tosha, I know which waterhole it was at.
Wow.
And so it brings back really personal, happy memories.
Yes.
Sitting there watching a rhino or an elephant from 5 meters away, and just you and them, can't see anybody else. It's a real privilege.
Yes.
And those are things that will stay with me forever. But I've been really pleased with what I've been able to achieve in the photography, and also how to share that
Yes.
with a wider audience. And a lot of people have said that they've seen Namibia through those photos.
Yes.
And it's encouraged, a few more people to come here and experience it themselves.
Indeed, one thing we love about a photograph is that it freezes time. And
Yeah.
As a resident of Namibia, if I could freeze the last 4 years, I absolutely would.
Well, I mean, there's one problem with Namibia is that time just goes too fast.
It
here.
just goes too fast.
Yeah. I can remember arriving like yesterday, and then suddenly it's like 4 years later, and I'm
4 years.
leaving.
Yeah.
So if we could stop time for a little while, I'd be most grateful.
Charles, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor.
Yeah.
And the memories you have created here are some of the photographs that we will look back to as we remember this incredible time that you had in Namibia, and how you shared your time and how you shared Namibia to the world.
Yeah.
Namibia is always going to be a part of you, just you'll always
Well,
be a part of us.
I mean, thank you for having me. It's been a privilege and an honour to work in Namibia and to get to know the people and the country. It's been almost a life-changing privilege, but thank you also for your hospitality. Lovely to see you.
For the last time, from me and my tablet.
Your broken tablet.
This is why you gotta like it. His Excellency Charles Moore, the British High Commissioner to Namibia. So that's been the show. For those of you who are traveling around the nation, it is absolutely the right thing to be doing right now. Even if you're at home, we hope that this show has helped you travel a little bit. Stay safe, stay well. Merry, Merry Christmas. Swera Jaganaka.